ladies and gentlemen. You're watching Geekcaster. I'm Michael, Seven Michael, and today we've got in the studio
Davion Bussey,
Phoenix Sparks,
Corey Davis.
Yeah, I did something different. I joined y'all after with the graphic. Yeah, you're watching Geekcaster, everything sci-fi fantasy. Oh, geek culture. Here we go. Let's start it off. We're going to talk about AnimeNYC. We're going to talk about a little technology and some controversy online. But first, let's go with AnimeNYC. And Phoenix, this is your first AnimeNYC, correct?
Yeah, it was my first year ever going to any anime convention.
Wow. So what was that like?
The place that was hosting it was Javits Convention Center. It was way bigger than I thought it was. They had tons of vendors and cosplayers and some DJs. So I thought it was really fun and exciting. The vibes were really, really nice. So
yeah, and you know what? We're gonna put up some videos and stuff like that so people could see some of the cosplayers. And it was beautiful. I really think they really showed up, and everybody did really well with wearing a mask. These individuals were outside at the time, so they did not wear one, but everybody was, inside, did what they had to do, which was great. So Phoenix, was there any content that you were surprised about, or any releases that really got you going?
I would say we're just surprised at some of the effort and dedication some people went through to put their costumes together. I thought it was really fun, the little dedication to Pokemon. I'm glad to see that it's going strong after all these years.
And what about you, Davion? You were there and you were running around everywhere. What were you thinking?
I enjoyed it, for what it was. It was a good experience to see something a little bit different than being at a comic book convention. I did like the cars, the Senpai Squad, where they had the whole collection of cars.
That was really nice. And in fact, if you want to see those cars, you can go to Geekcaster's IG. Davion took some really nice shots. We have a thing with all the cars there. I love when they have any kind of animation, any pictures on cars. And I haven't seen that in a couple seasons. You usually see that at New York Comic-Con. And then they stopped doing it. So I'm glad that AnimeNYC started doing that. That was great. That was really, really
They
good.
actually have a big anime car convention in Houston, Texas, where they have a whole bunch of those cars show up.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, it's a big thing every year.
Have you ever been?
Cool. To Houston? No. I just know a couple of people that go.
Gotcha. Yeah. Let me get out of here. Just showing the frame so you guys could check out some of the beauty.
And then also there was a vendor who was basically designing a huge floor piece poster. I think it's pepperinc.com. Eric, if I'm screwing the name up, forgive us. Eric Marsucco.
Okay.
Sam. I'm going to spell his last name out. Maruscak. He was doing some anime. I forgot. Well, I can't see the name fully, but I got the picture of it. You'll see directly at the photography that I took.
And yeah, just go to the IG, Geekcast IG, and you'll see a picture of that there. So that's great. Yeah, that was great. His live drawing is always a treat to walk around the con and slowly see it take place. It's really nice.
And Crunchyroll was there.
Crunchyroll always does their thing. But I noticed the booths aren't as big and glorious as like 2 years ago. Do you think that's just because of, COVID and all that stuff?
I'm really going to be honest with you. I really think
No lie.
it plays. pretty much some part of it. But then the other part is because I think a lot of vendors had just, not this year.
Defend the North was in the house. So anyone that doesn't know anything about Defend the North, started out in Queens, New York, and a bunch of guys get together and they love gaming. And the group started growing. Now I think they're the biggest group or league in the West Coast. No, excuse me, the East Coast. The biggest one in the East Coast, which is great. And it all started out in Queens, New York. I believe their location now is in Manhattan. But I'm really proud of what they were able to accomplish just as a group of people getting together. Actually, you know what? I do have a shot of some of the cars here. Hold on 1 second.
And while he's looking for that, also like your usuals from each convention, like Sonic Boombox. Forgive me for saying Sonic Boombox. Trying to think who else. That's all I could think of. Sonic Boombox. Oh, RC. What's that group you was talking about?
RDC World.
I keep getting their name wrong. But they were at attendance. They were there. Fantastic Frankie. We got to give a shout out to. Who else? We got to give a shout out to the majority of the cosplayers from little to small, influencers, but they did their thing, and that's all.
Also, we did a series of interviews with couples, which we thought were super interesting. A lot of couples now are cosplaying. I didn't really see this years ago. But definitely now there's an influx of couples getting together, and I thought that was interesting just to see that. And like, how do you decide what you're gonna wear? Like, I don't know, what would you guys do? Like, if you were gonna go and do a couple cosplay, how would you even go about picking?
Can I turn black on this one? Meaning, can I go full black screen?
Just say what? No, you can't. What would you do? How would you go about it? Not even what you'd pick, but what would be the? Do you pick what looks best on you? Do you look like how would you do it?
Either looks best on me or look best on the significant other.
So that's how you would start first.
Like, you have to have like some type of something to basically match with the other person. Like, let's say for Mortal Kombat, I will be Jax, and we're just using you as an example, Phoenix to be Sonya Blade.
Okay. All right, Corey, how would you go about it?
I would definitely see what we're into. So whatever animes we like if we were both into Bleach, I might be Ichigo, she might be Rukia. Oh, yeah, just something that's notable from whatever show that we're watching.
Yeah.
All right. And Phoenix, what would you... So you got one for what looks good on either person first. Corey's vote is like what they're into. And how would you go about it, Phoenix?
I think I would have to go for my favorite show. I know we saw a big group of four do a bunch of the characters from Teen Titans. Thought that was super.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm. And then I think the couple we saw, I think the guy was Tanashi from Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then I don't know if the girl was the female version but yeah.
Yeah, I think I would have to go with Corey, whatever we're into. Because I can't go through the whole day someone, oh, do you know about this? Saying a whole bunch of stuff and you're like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And I've seen people do that. They dress up as things, kind of like people that wear like rock t-shirts. They wear Metallica or Slipknot. And
know nothing about you. Yeah. And you be looking at them like,
it just looks good on me.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it was a great experience. You can check out some interviews and photos on our IG. It seems that everybody had an amazing time, so that was great. AnimeNYC. So let's move on to technology. There's so many new gadgets out. It seems that once things got going from the shutdown and vaccinated, these companies, hey, people are home and they want to consume. So what's new? What is out there that people might be interested in picking up for the holidays?
TVs always evolve, widescreen. You know, the better the pixels, the better the image. So the best time to actually pick up a TV is not on Christmas or Black Friday or any of the Cyber Monday. No.
Interesting.
The best time to actually pick up TVs is on January.
Okay. Any particular date in January or just January 1st?
Like, I would say like in the midst of January, because that's when they drop the prices on TVs, because something new always come out.
Okay.
Well, that's also true because Super Bowl Sunday's coming up, so January is the time that most people will buy the TVs, so it makes sense.
Okay, I can see that.
Also, PlayStation 5s. If you ain't picked your PlayStation 5, that is very limited in each stores. Sorry, buddy. You ain't getting in for a while. And that's because there is still a shortage in PlayStation 5s.
I could see that. Well, just
Same with
technology-wise,
Xbox
right?
Series X.
Cars.
Yeah.
A lot of the chips. It's the chips that they're down
It's
on.
about the chips, yeah. Now, if you want to get your Nintendo Switch, $299 at Best Buy or at any other retailers that sells Nintendo Switch.
Is that coconut water?
No, and don't forget, there's a revamp of the classic PlayStation. Just saying.
And pray tell us more.
Oh God, it's just like the original, so it's great for anyone who wants that nostalgic feel or misses any of those old games. Because I still have my PlayStation 2 and N64, but I know most people have had their game systems break down by now, so I think that's a great option for some people who maybe want to revisit the past. As a pet owner, pet tech has come a long way. There's tons of new releases for like self-cleaning litter boxes, auto feeders, smart drinking bowls for your pets, and also smart collars for people who don't want to put their name, address, and phone number out there on a collar. They can get the auto tracking chip that syncs to their phone. So more practical
So
toys.
it's like putting like a little bit, but on your little pet.
Yeah, and there's one out there too, or there's a few that supposedly do the geo mining for crypto. So
You serious?
yes.
So while you're walking around, it's mining?
Yeah. I want to give it a shot. We'll have to do an experiment and see how wealthy we get.
Wow. But are you actually making money from walking around with that?
I haven't given it a shot myself, so I'm not sure. It's probably like those apps where maybe you get like a couple cents here and a couple cents there, and maybe in a year you might have $1.
Right. Wow. That's crazy. But interesting. Okay. Oh, by the way, Corey, I got my tabby boots.
Your what?
My tabby boots.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh.
They actually had them there. This one vendor, in fact, I bought shoes from there along, like the sandals, the ones with the two pieces of wood. I don't know what those are called, but I did pick them up years ago. So I think actually it was the first AnimeNYC. I bought those there. So I'm liking it. So I think next time I'll just buy 3 or 4 pairs.
How are you going to talk about it and not show us what they look like?
I know, because a lot of people might, I'll have to bring that on next show, because they're like, what is that? I don't know what that's about. All right. When you see it, you'll be like, oh, I've seen that so many times in so many movies. So yeah, I got to bring that for the next show. And also some tech. I picked up some mics. So all those indie filmmakers and stuff like that. So I'll bring that to the next show as well. All right, so Phoenix, you brought to our attention there's a controversy online about Meta. It seems
Yes.
that Facebook made this big launch about Meta, and another tech company actually uses that name and suing for $7 million, or they're just willing to give it away for $7 million.
I believe, well, there's definitely a lawsuit, so they're not willing to give it away, but
Oh, wow.
I think they will for the right price. So,
Right. Wow.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Because I thought it was, no offense, I thought it was 7 million that they said that they was willing to give the name away. If I'm not mistaken, because I remember that article.
And it's funny because there's actually a lot of companies that's been using Meta.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ain't nothing new, y'all. It ain't
What?
nothing new.
Oh.
Using Meta. You know? But I thought it was so weird that they would even, out of all the names at Meta, I'm surprised. And I guess right now Meta is in so many people's consciousness because of all the Marvel movies and the, you know, the metaverse, blah, blah, blah. So it was hip and cool for them to do that. But then didn't they Google and see that someone else was using it?
No, they
Really?
didn't. You could tell when people did their research.
Mm.
additionally, it looks like there's another lawsuit because Meta made some promises they couldn't keep. And so investors and the Ohio's Attorney General is suing for $100 billion in investment losses. So they're all kinds of hot water.
Wow, and that's funny because they chose that to get out of hot water. Wow.
How meta is that?
And you
Yeah.
know what? I saw the word meta a long time ago, and man, now I wish now I wish I started using it. But it's
That
okay.
make some changes.
It's okay. I'm happy with Geekcaster. Oh man. On a lighter note, I don't know. Marvel Infinity Comics just released Lucky Pizza Dog. I don't know. But what I do know is that's probably one of those comics that no one will buy, and actually probably will actually be worth something because no one's really interested in it.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
No?
Because the Hawkeye episode from Disney Plus had just been released.
Mhm.
2 episodes has been shown.
Okay.
And they introduced Lucky Dog, the dog that eats pizza. So what's going to
Okay.
happen is it's going to be another, what's that, a Mandalorian guru character that everybody's going to love.
Interesting.
And-
Okay. Well, there you go. And then Charm City. Charm City Scout Comics. So look out for that. That's different. You know, we want to help promote other comic book brands out there. What do you guys think about people that kind of take history and say, boom, instant comic? Or instant film?
If it's done right, then it could be very interesting. But
Okay.
if you put it too much into the false narrative of what that historian or the actual story was about, then it's like, why?
So, was it Abraham Lincoln,
Vampire
The
Slayer?
Vampire Slayer, and you got
But wait. When that came out, just for a little perspective, who
Okay.
was doing it? So it was like, haha, funny. Oh, wow, that's cool. Been there, done that. But there's been a whole bunch of people to do that same thing after. Is it played or is it cool?
It's a little play.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of fun, honestly.
See, there's always one. No, why do you think it's fun?
Yeah.
Because you're taking like based off a true event, you might be adding interest into something that people normally wouldn't have interest in. Like,
That's
who
fair.
knows? Maybe people suddenly were more interested in who Abraham Lincoln otherwise was. Not everything has to be so serious all the time. So
Interesting.
She has a point. Like, think about the whole, the Nazi war and them creating zombies.
Yeah, there's a bunch of movies.
Overlord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I don't know. It just feels like, then George Washington, zombie slayer, Obama, zombie slayer. At some point, does it like, what number is it like not cool anymore? Like the 20th version of it, or the 100th, or it's always cool because it's different.
I think it's different when you use people that you don't know much about.
Okay. So like someone in history that you know but you don't know. Okay.
Makes sense.
I heard that there's a Harriet Tubman version.
Yeah.
What do you think of that? Cool or not cool?
It better be violent, because
That's funny.
So my question, do they still like combine actual events that happened with Harriet Tubman, or is it just...
I don't know. I just, I think I was walking with Davion when someone just came up to us and they were like, oh, did you check this out? And we're like, we weren't rushing to check that out just because it's been done so much, but maybe they're doing it right. Maybe we should check them out next time they're at a con. Be open to it, because like Corey said, I guess it had really, at this point, it has to really be done nice. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, yeah. Paper Tiger, I want to talk about that on the next show, because I thought it was there's so many elements there.
And Cowboy Bebop.
You being a martial artist, I think you would get a lot out of it. Especially, not to give anything away, but martial artists and then people getting older is another key character. Aging is another key character in it, and I think you would totally laugh a lot. But we'll save that for the next show. But yeah, Cowboy Bebop, that was a controversy during the con. People talking about it. Yeah. Are you guys into that?
Yes.
Okay. So you've seen the animation and the live action, right? So what do you think?
I'll let Corey go.
I still don't know how to feel about it. I feel as though there were things that I appreciated about it, like the nostalgia factor and them using like 90s style CGI. But the anime episode is like 24 minutes long, and they stretched a 24-minute long episode into an hour. I don't really know how to feel about that. I felt as though if you're not really into it, it's not that immediate that you go watch it. But if you are a fan of the anime, you should definitely at least check out the first few episodes.
Okay.
And with me, I enjoyed the live action.
Okay.
Yeah. It was entertaining, yes. It had its cheesy moments with the special effects, but it's Cowboy Bebop. What you expect? Come on.
It wasn't funny.
It was Cowboy Bebop.
I don't know. I'm still on the fence.
That can't be the answer. You need a little bit more than...
It's like that quirkiness, sci-fi, if it was in live action. But, when it's on live action. But when you're watching the anime, has its serious undertones at times.
Right. And I guess a big gripe is, like, as long as you stay true to the source material, which they did, that's what I'm allowing, I guess, but I
Mhm.
wouldn't say I would go out and buy this whole series of the
Okay.
live action version.
Okay. So when it's available for a collector's item, you're not doing that.
No.
I am. Yeah,
Interesting.
hell, I do it.
And Phoenix, you're not aware of Bebop, boop, boop? No.
Don't do
Bebop
that.
Boop? No, I haven't given it a watch yet.
Okay.
So I'll have to keep you in the loop as soon as I.
What
You
is
have to
that?
watch the
What is that? What is that over there?
This
Yeah.
protein shake. Try to stay healthy.
She's a nature girl. She's the
Yeah,
nature girl of the
she's-
crew.
Big muscles.
Nature girl.
So, I physically met Phoenix the first time during the con. And she's a lot taller than, you guys prepared me for.
Yeah.
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 That was
and
weird state.
astounding 5'1".
Yeah.
Awkward silence.
Yes.
Well, I got pictures
overall-
coming up from the con. That's what I'm doing over there.
Make it real quick.
Mm.
What do you rate Cowboy Bebop, the live action Corey?
Oh my gosh, don't do this to me.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
So far from what I've seen, because I've watched the first 4 episodes,
Mhm.
I would give it 2 out of 5.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
2.5 out of 5.
Me, I will give it a 3.5.
Okay. I need to see more of it. Watching.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
But I agree with you when, even if you just watch the very first animated episode and then watch the live action and go back to back, which Corey was talking about how they stretched the story, made it longer. It was cool to see the things that lined up. It was interesting, the things that they stretched. The vehicles were amazing that they actually pulled it off and made it look like the animation. The environments were really good. I liked the CGI. I thought it was appropriate. The mixing the slang and things of today and in this world with that world was a little annoying for me.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, I thought that was lazy writing.
Right.
Even Star Wars says, "Oh, the blah 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 blah." It makes no sense, but at least you're like, all right, well, this is a different world, or a different time, or something, right?
Right.
So
Right.
that kind of threw me off. But other than that, man, if I had to give it a number, well, from what I've seen so far, 3. I would say 3. Where it's like right in the middle, where there's aspects of it, the costumes, there are other things in it besides the story that were great. I think the music was a little bit more raw and jazzy in the animation versus, so I was a little disappointed with that because I wanted to hear some jazz, some like random, you're in the crates, like beep, 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 beep,
And that's what I expected from the animated carry over into the live action, but it just didn't deliver for me.
Mhm.
I mean,
But it
John
did
Cho,
Yeah.
John Cho as Spike, Mustafa Shakur as Jet Black, and Danielle Pineda as Faye Valentine. I thought the casting was perfect. They really did embody the characters of the animation,
Mhm.
and that's all I can get out of that. I struggle to get more.
Ooh, and we're running out of time. So let's do this. We're gonna do a part 2 and just focus on tech. You're watching Geekcaster. Thank you everybody watching on cable. Continue to do that. You can go to geekcaster.com. You can go to Geekcaster on IG. And hey, thank you so much. And we're gonna abruptly cut, but we'll be back. Hey, but you're watching Geekcaster.